Keepa added new filters to the Keepa product finder. So they make those updates. And to be honest, I've been using the Keepa product finder a little bit more than I used to. And so whenever there are small changes like this with Keepa, I tend to notice them more. And so there's a few new filters, but there's one in particular that I think could potentially be OP. In today's video, what we are going to do is, I don't really know if we are going to source, right? But we are going to play a little bit with it. I'm going to show it to you first, and we are going to play a little bit with it to see what we can learn about. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it. It's going to come in the next few minutes, all right? If you do not know me, my name is Chris Mangunza. I release daily videos about selling on Amazon right here on this YouTube channel. So if you are new, subscribe and like this video so you get recommended more videos. All right. So let's dive into the Keepa product finder. And yes, I know the rooster are going to sing right there, whatever. The filter that I'm talking about, so you'll see that these are new filters. Okay, if you've been using the Keepa product finder a lot, you will have noticed it. But this is new. It has been added in the last 2-3 weeks. I don't know exactly when, but I noticed it the other day. And so you've probably noticed that on Amazon, there's on listings, there's that on some listings, not all of them, it's actually telling you when a product is returned less often than usual, right? And I think this is where this data is coming from. All right, it should be where this data is coming from. And so I don't know more about it, but I think that we can actually look at stuff and actually, try to learn one thing or two about products that have low returns and high returns. So let's play with it a little bit. Let's not just set filters that we are going to use just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at low return rate products. And so we only have interesting. So we do not have that data on a lot of products just yet. So there's like millions of products on Amazon. And so products with the label low returns, there's only like 236,000 products. With the high return label, there's 42,000 products. So the first thing that I want to do, I'm actually quite interested into that. So I want to see if, here we go. I want to see what type of products do get a lot of return. And one thing that I find interesting right away is that we actually see some Crocs straight away, right? And some specific colors, maybe some specific sizes. And it would be interesting to try to find the common thread in between them. So I've been selling a lot of Crocs in between us. I've been selling a lot of Crocs. And there's a lot of Crocs that do not get returns, and there's a lot of Crocs that actually gets a ton of returns. And like, I haven't been able to find the common thread in between them. But like, the first thing that we can see is that the Stanley, and even this, like the case is for the iPhone, so it's fine. We do not really care about that, neither this. UP. Okay, so I've been noticing one trend lately, and it might be something that interests you guys. I've seen, like, you can see right there, right? I've seen a lot of people selling USPS stuff, right? And this is UPS, like, but okay, so I don't know if this is it, but like a lot of stamps, a lot of stuff from USPS. So I would look at that if I were you. I don't know too much about it. I did not dive into it, but I'm pretty sure that there's some money to be made. But that's interesting. So there's actually a lot of Crocs because it's the number 2 selling products, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them that have the high return label, and it's maybe because of the colors. But let's look at it different. Let's try to play with it a little bit more, and let's go back here and do the opposite. Let's do the opposite. Let's look at low return rate product and see if we have Crocs in the first few results. And we do, actually. So we can see that it's something that has to do with the color. I was wondering if it has something to do with the price, but the price is pretty much the same on this one. And the great thing is that Amazon is not on this listing, so you can potentially make a ton of money with it. But that's interesting. And there's also some Stanley Cup that have low returns, and I'm actually interested in the Stanley Cup. So the price, it's the one that Amazon sells at $35. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with the price, because that would be really, really interesting if that was the case. So let's look at low return rate now once again. And we had a Stanley Cup that is, oh, okay, so no, I'm sorry. We had to look at the high return rate, right? So let's go here. It's on this right here. Let's look at the high return rate once again, and let's try to draw patterns. So, okay, so the first thing is that we can see that this one is selling for way more money. It's selling at 45 while the other ones were selling at 35. But I don't know if it was the same size. I'm not sure. What I'd like to do is open the low return in one tab. So this is the high return, I'm sorry. And I'm going to open another tab, and let me close this. I'm going to open another tab with the high return. Okay, so we can compare them. It's going to be way easier. All right, so I think this was the high return. I'm going to look at the low return on this tab right here. So we are going to have a low on the left and a high on the right. All right, so yeah, low return, here we go. And this was the high return. Let's look at the low returns. And let's just try to figure out if it's the same size. Because this is something that, okay, so this is the 30 yards. This is the 40 yards. Okay, interesting. So that's okay, interesting. This one was the one with high returns, right? Yeah, this one was the one with high returns. I guess we can see that quite often Amazon is not in stock and it's selling for like too much money. So I guess this is where a lot of the returns come from. While this one, Amazon is in stock all the time. I mean, except here, Amazon was not in stock. But I guess all the returns come from people that bought it, for example, right there at 69, 66, whatever, when the product went back to 45 on Amazon. So this is where a lot of the returns might be coming from. And this is something that I was suspecting on a few of my listings, and I told you what was going on with Aura for me with listings that were selling for way above the buy box, and I guess this is why I was seeing a lot of returns on those listings, and we'll talk more about it when we'll talk a little bit more about Aura once again, right? But this is already something that is actually quite interesting. So let's look a little bit more into that. So, okay, so this is not stuff that we're going to sell, like batteries, all that stuff. Boxer brief. Let's look a little bit deeper into low returns items. So we have more Crocs actually in the low returns second page, and we have colors that are, wait, let me see. No, we do not have colors that have the deep blue one. Yeah, that's weird, because size 11, the size 11 men for the what's the name of this color? I don't know, for this color as a low return, while, and let's look at the graph, because that might actually give us a lot of information. Let's look at it, because this is the same, but this size is way smaller. Let's compare the prices. Okay, so this one was the one with low returns, and the price, I mean, the price is pretty stable. Yes, sometimes it goes to 40, but no, the price is tanking. And on this one, the one with more returns, the one with the high return rate. Okay, so that's actually quite interesting. I don't think I fucked up things, but this is high returns, right? On this side, and this is low returns. That's actually quite interesting. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's it. So that's actually weird, because when we compare the price, and it has maybe it has something to do with the size. I'm not sure, but when we compare the price, I mean, this one, yeah, the price is lower, but then again, the price is not all over the place, while this one has its price all over the place. So I think that's one thing that we can draw from this, and I'm going to look a little bit deeper into products that have a low return rate. We actually have a lot of Crocs, and we have this color again, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the price is not as all over the place as this one. The price is more stable. But yeah, if we look at it, so this is the high return rate. Balloons, okay, balloons have a high return rate. Interesting. We do not see a lot. Okay, so we do see some clothing. contrary to what a lot of people are saying, we do not actually see, and it's maybe because we are not too high in the sales rank, but we haven't seen a lot of shoes just yet. And we have the first shoe, except, I mean, we've seen Crocs, but you know, we don't see that many shoes. We see the Goleto, okay, so that's interesting. I sold a few of them a couple of years back. Did not get too many returns on those, but it could be, I think in my opinion, I think the return rate has more to do with the price, and that's actually something interesting. It has more to do with the price than just the you know, than the products. I don't think shoes in themselves have a way higher return rate than most products, because what you will notice, and this is what I've been noticing right now that I've been selling more shoes, you will see way more returns on products that are just overpriced, and that's just the truth. If a product is overpriced, you'll see way more. You'll see way more. You will see way more returns. And I think a great example of what has been going on is not Crocs, but it's like the Converse lugs. This is probably something that you've seen. You've probably seen it in the last few. If you've been sourcing for the last few months, you've probably seen that. The price has been all over the place on these, and I've seen a ton of returns on those. I sold those, maybe not this size. I looked at every single size, and we've seen a ton of returns on those. Like the number of returns is actually crazy. And even the amount, because not only they were on sale on Converse.com, I think it was around March. They were on sale around March on Converse.com, and they were on sale even cheaper at the Converse factory store, okay, at the Converse outlet store. Okay, you were able to get them in the back. So I guess this is why there was such a big inventory, and so the price was all over the place. If you actually look, let's go back here. If you actually look at the price, of course, if you're selling at, let's look here. If you're selling at 79 while you can actually buy it, when people can actually buy it at 69, you're going to get returns, because people are going to see that and are going to return it. Not all of them, but from what I've seen, because I have shoes, I have a lot of shoes. Because if you need to remember this, buyer remorse is a real thing, and if you sell products that are overpriced, people are going to realize it and they're going to return it one way or another. Like, this is going to happen. And so, to be honest, like, I see that on some of the shoes that I sell. I see listings where the price is way too high and my return rates goes to the roof, while on listings where the price is close to MSRP, and it's fine because I'm buying those shoes like heavily discounted. You know, and if you know your sales cycle, this is why knowing sales cycle is what you should do. And so this is why I'm trying to think. Going on those listings where the price is all over the place, even if it's the best listings, you're going to get way more returns. And I think this is what we can see. This is the conclusion that we can draw from this, and it actually makes a lot of sense. And I don't know why nobody has ever talked about it and nobody has ever thought about it, even myself. No, but we need to talk about that. The price being inflated, being way too high, is going to cause a lot of returns. Okay, so it's great if you can sell while the price is inflated. The truth is that you're going to get more returns, and it's going to fuck you up. When you actually sell the product at a good price, it's pretty rare that you get returns, because I looked at, and I talked to you guys about the Air Force One that I sold in, I think it was not yesterday, it was the day before, about that specific product. And the truth is that my return rate is really, really low on those, because I sold them, the price tanked, and I sold them below MSRP. And so I had almost no return on those because it was such a good deal. And so people actually bought them, and did not return them because it was a good deal and they were happy with their purchase. And this is one of the big things that you need to understand when to be able to help you forecast the number of returns that you're going to get, and to try to get an understanding. Because, for example, I talked about a few shoes that had a lot of returns, but at the end of the day, from what I see, and I think this is more prevalent on shoes, because people go crazy with the price on shoes. And so I guess this is why, because I'm telling you, I have a lot of shoes that I sell where the returns are really, really, really low, are below 10%. Okay, 5-7%. I do have shoes that I sold a ton of units, with return rates at 5 to 7%. One thing that I noticed 100% is that when the price is higher, and I talked a little bit about it, especially because this is not just happening on shoes, it's happening all around the board, right? Just your price goes too high above the buy box, whatever, buyer remorse, return. 100% of the time. Not 100% of the time, but like your return rate is going to double at least. You know, so is it actually worth it to sell at that price because all the fees that you're going to get? I'd rather sell at MSRP or a little bit above MSRP and get way less returns and still a decent return on investment, because at the end of the day, the return on investment that you're going to get this way is going to be way better than the return on investment that you would have gotten if you sold higher because of the returns. Because we need to stop having such a short-term vision and actually think about that. Think about how it's going to affect the returns. And this is something that we do not necessarily think about. And something that is really, really important to think about. And I think, you know, it happens. You need to think about it, especially, you know, if we talk about Nike products now, let's talk about Nike socks. If you are still able to sell Nike socks, do not sell them for a price that is way too high. You're going to get a ton of returns. Okay, Nike socks are actually profitable. If you can still sell them, you can still make a ton of money on them. And all the people, and I've been saying it in previous videos, all of the people that are talking you out of Nike socks do not know what they are talking about. Nike socks are hugely profitable. However, like, and I'm telling you because I sold a lot of Nike socks. If you sell them for a price that is too high, you're going to get a ton of returns. It's going to kill your profit. I'm telling you, 100%. All right, so same thing with every single product. Think about that, and that's a great thing that we're able to explore this and play with it. But we're going to see how this is going to evolve if we're going to have way more data on that, because right now we just have 300-something thousand products with the low return label and 40,000 products with the high return label. So if we could actually get this for every single ASIN on Amazon and get an ID, it would actually make a lot of sense. And I think that Amazon should actually give us this data so we can, you know, make better inventory purchase decision. And I think that it even helps the customer as well. You know, it's going to save you money, because if a customer see that a product gets returns a lot on Amazon, he's not going to buy the product, you know. So he's going to look for better alternatives. So it can play a role in the purchase decision. And if the customer is better informed, you're going to get less returns. All right. So yeah, that's what I had to say with this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new feature from Keepa. I think it's actually quite interesting. We'll source with it. We'll use it to source another day, not today. I really wanted to play a little bit with it and see how it was going. But yeah, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, like it, do all that YouTube stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching.